Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a playthrough, maybe a double playthrough, of Sworn to the Creed, the second expansion for the Mandalorian Adventures, and disclaimer that I got a review copy of this one. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our weekly podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So as I mentioned, Sworn to the Creed is the second expansion for the Mandalorian Adventures, maybe the last one unless they make a Mandalorian and Grogu expansion. Like the previous expansion, it adds in 4 new characters, including a fully playable version of Grogu. And I should say I did not watch The Mandalorian Season 3 yet, I've only seen up to Season 2, so I don't really know who these characters are. I mean, I did a little bit of research, so I know these are both like Mandalorians helping to fight for Mandalore, like there's some kind of planetary invasion thing. But yeah, I don't really know the lore for this one, so take that for what it's worth. They also add in these high alert tokens that can temporarily boost enemies. They have, of course, a new mission book with 4 new story missions, 4 new maps, and 4 new mercenary missions. So now what have we got? We've got 12 maps and 12 mercenary missions, so like 144 combinations right there. Plus, of course, all the story missions and stuff, and the extra mercenary missions on their website. So with this expansion, just an insane amount of content. Although I will note, while this does integrate with the Clan of 2 expansion, you don't need it. So you can still play this expansion, even if it's the first one you get. They also add a new deck of equipment cards that give you ongoing bonuses for the rest of the mission. And the last thing they add, which I'm sure will excite a lot of people, is a campaign mode where you can level up your characters after each mission and play a whole bunch of randomized missions in a row. And that's what we're going to be playing today. Again, if the timing works out, I'm going to do 2 campaign missions. If not, it'll just be 1. And technically, you can use every mercenary mission, every map, every story mission from the entire collection if you own everything. But just to focus on the new stuff, I'm only going to use characters from the new set, and I'm only going to use maps and missions from the new set. So how you do it is you take all the maps that are in contention, 1 token from each. So here I've got 9, 10, 11, 12. And you shuffle them up, and I got, mission 12. And then you take 1 token from each of the mercenary missions. In this case, it's I through L. But you also take the square token of the map you selected. If I get one of these letter tokens, I'll play that mercenary mission in map 12. If I get the map 12 square, I'll play the story mission for map 12. So you have every option included here. All right, and I got mission J, which is rescuing a foundling from a shriek hawk that's trying to eat it. Isn't that fun? All right, before I set everything up, let me show you the 2 characters I'm playing as. I am dual-handing the characters. They do have a true solo mode, but as I've mentioned in previous videos, I do not like it nearly as much as dual-handing. I feel like it's kind of awkward, like I usually do for those true solo modes that make you combine decks together and stuff. So I've got Axe Woves. I watch a few clips of him in the show. Don't really know who he is, but his thing is apparently commanding squads or something because he's got this little privateer token, and he can move himself and the privateer around the map, and then a bunch of his special ability cards will key off the privateer, like attacking from his space, healing if they're together, that kind of stuff. And then I also picked the Armorer, who makes the armor for the Mandalorians, the, Beskar, because their big thing is that they get more equipment cards, and I thought y'all might want to see what those look like. But besides that, they also benefit from having equipment cards and planning cards with most of their things. And I should note, in the campaign, I have taken out all of the tactics cards, the ones with that icon, from each character's deck, so they are a little bit weaker and less varied than they would be, because these are going to be one of the things I can level up into between scenarios. And again, I'm supposed to use every single character from the entire collection, but just to hone in on the characters in the expansion, I'm just using the 4 here. All right, let me go set up Mercenary Mission J on map 12, and we'll see what's going on. All right, so here we go. Everything is set up. Let's talk about the unique stuff for the mission first. This one is tough as heck. I don't know how the heck I'm going to win this. So over here, we've got the Nest token. This goes in space 8. And then we put the Shriekhawk token, this flying guy here with 12 life. And he's got Sentry, which means he'll hurt you if you end your move near him. And he's got Steadfast, which means you can't move him with the intel action. And we have to kill him, which will flip him to this side. And then we got to get this foundling and get them back to the starting space. So that's how we win the scenario. But what's going on with this map? As you can imagine, with it being the final map of the entire campaign, it's a climactic fight against a villain. And how that works is these doors are locked until we find the door controls in one of these 6 face-down circle spaces. But then when we go in here and go into space 5, a boss spawns with 3 super guards to help protect them. So I'd kind of rather not do any of that, but every time we have a crisis, there is a chance that the Shriek Hawk will move one closer, and they can go through this locked door. So if they do that twice, I'll have to unlock the stuff, and I'll have to spawn the boss, and that'll just complicate things greatly. And yeah, by the way, there's also 8 million enemies that are out right at the beginning. A few of them face down, so we're not quite sure who they are and we can't shoot them yet. But here's the thing that freaks me out the most, and I'm like, is this right? Is this a mistake? It says, Thick Hide, when the Shriek Hawk is dealt damage, it blocks 3 damage. It blocks 3 damage? That's like the most I could do is 4, pretty much, except for some crazy abilities. And then for the crisis, for the 6+ effect, I have to flip a card from the top of my deck. If it's a 3 or higher, they're going to move 1 towards the nest and towards us auto-losing. Because, sorry, I don't know if I said this. If they reach the nest, we lose. But if I flip a 1 or a 2, he heals 1. So I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. I mean, they do have a new card they added to the planning deck. I forgot to say this. Where is it? That adds a +2 to an action you're resolving. So that could get a big attack to 6, I guess. But that would still only do 3 out of 12 damage. And then they could heal some of it. Well, like it says, what we'll go for. So let's have Axe go first. And he starts with his privateer on 1 adjacent space. His privateer can move through units. He doesn't flip anything face up. He just kind of moves where he wants, although he still can't go through doors. And he doesn't inherently do anything on his own, but a lot of Axe's cards will have him do stuff. And whenever Axe moves, he can split the movement between him and his privateer, how he likes. And I should have mentioned, all 4 of the characters in this game flip when they do certain things and then can flip back for other effects, which is new compared to the base game heroes and the expansion heroes. So in Axe's case, he doesn't have anything on his card that makes him flip, but some of his action cards will do so, like when his privateer does a huge attack or something, and then at the start of his next turn, he puts the privateer in the starting space and flips back over. But to give you a more extreme example, Grogu has the ability when he wants to flip his card to get a 3rd action for a turn, but then on his next turn, he's sleepy and he only does 1 action instead of 2. All right, so let's see what Axe has got. He's got a 3. He's got a 1 with a planning bonus, so it would be a 2 if he did a plan with it. He's got another 1 for planning. Regroup, move directly to your privateer space, move your privateer directly to your space. That doesn't matter too much. Then he's got Stronger Together. If he does this as an attack action, he not only does 2 damage to somebody, but he gets to do 2 damage to a threat within range 1 of his privateer. Well, I think for this turn, I'm going to do the 3 and the 1 with planning, because there is a little 3 enemy right in front of us. If we use Stronger Together, we'd be doing 4 damage, so we'd be wasting 1. So I'll put the 3 in here by the attack action. If you haven't seen the game before, I would go watch one of the other videos because it'll explain everything a lot more. But basically, these are disruption tokens that start on the actions. They're going to add up with the value of any cards that are here. And whenever a column reaches 5 or more, you're going to have an event. When you get to a 6 or more, it does a crisis, which again, in this case, is going to either heal or move the Shriek Hawk. And then he'll do his 1 plan. So the 3 attack, that'll take out this guy. He doesn't have any special abilities, so he's gone. You can attack somebody in your space or adjacent, and the value of the card you played is how much damage you deal. And then for the planning, usually I would draw 1 card, but because of this bonus, I draw 2. And I get to keep 1 of them. Oh, there's one of those new Exert ones. This lets you add +2 to an action, but it doesn't count as 2 more for actually its value in the thing, or I have mobilized to move more. Well, yeah, let's get the Exerts if we can save them up, although you can only have 1 of each type. Then we could theoretically break through the guy's armor. And then for all the other cards you drew, you can put up to 1 on top of the deck and then discard the rest. I guess if I want to be going for Exerts, I want to discard them, right? Okay, so that's it for Axe's turn. Moves at 1, attacks at 4, so almost an event. Intels at 3, plans at 4, so nothing happening yet. And then I draw 2 more cards. I've got a powerful move 1 and just a straight up 4. Okay, next, the Armorer. So they have the Forge action. It says when they plan, they can draw 1 equipment card and can choose to optionally keep it instead of keeping the planning cards, like instead of the Exert we just got. And then after they use that ability, if they have 2 or more equipment cards, they flip over, and it gives them the ability once to give an equipment or planning card to somebody else in their space, and then they flip over back to their getting equipment ability. We've got a basic 4. We've got 2 copies of This Is the Way, which is a 3 strength card, but if we do an intel action with it, we'll also get to pick any character and let them perform a 3 strength plan action. And we could choose ourselves for that. And then we've got Hammer and Anvil. It's a 2 damage attack. If this action defeats an enemy, move up to 1 space, ignoring enemy abilities, then deal 2 damage to a threat within range 1. That's great. Although right now, all the nearest enemies have 3 strength instead of 2. But no worries. Let's start with one of the This Is the Ways. Go ahead and do Intel. for 3, which is going to make an event happen. And we could, before or after, let any character perform a 3-strength plan action. I think we will, and we'll do it to ourselves. Because that way, if all the planning cards suck, we can get an equipment card instead. So let's see. We got 2 defends and a retaliate. Those are good. And then for our equipment, reinforced armor. Your character has +1 health. During the action step, and we give this equipment to a character in your space. I mean, I guess that's just strictly better than defend, right? Which will let us prevent a damage once, but this one would actually give us +1 health. And it would stick around, and again, the armor benefits from having more equipment cards and planning cards. So sure, we'll take this option. So we can still put one of these on top of the deck, but again, I'm not going to because I want to dig for exert cards. And there we go. Now the armor has 7 life instead of 6. Axe only has 5, by the way. Then we get to do our Intel 3 actions. So Intel actions let you either pick an enemy that is face up to that many spaces away. Again, it was a 3-strength card, so up to 3 spaces away, and move them 1 space. Or what you use it for more often is to look at a face-down token up to 3 spaces away, because again, it was a 3-strength card, and flip it up. Or, sorry, not flip it up, peek at it and decide if you want to flip it up. So sure, let's look for these door controls. That's not them. This, by the way, is a new character ability where they are basically a bodyguard and you can't attack anybody except them when they're within 1 space of an enemy. It's called Guardian. Really annoying in missions with bosses and stuff. But yeah, so we're never going to flip that guy up. He can hang out. And then what the heck do I want to do for my second action? These are all really high skill cards. I don't want to use my hammer and anvil yet until I can actually get its bonus ability. I could use my 4, although I kind of wanted to save that for the Shriekhawk, but he's not that close yet. Well, I could use this as the way on the move. It's a bit of a waste, but what the heck. So go 1, 2, 3. Get all up in here. There's another Guardian. Well, there's nobody he's blocking for. This is adjacent to him right now anyway. You do have to stop when you move into a face-up enemy. You also have to stop when you move into a face-down token. And then we're at 4, 4, 5, 4, so no crisis, but we are going to discard all of this stuff. And we draw the top event card. In this case, we can see that it is going to activate probably multiple types of units, so hopefully it won't be too bad for us. Oh, it's just movement. So we're going to move 1 melee person up to 3 spaces, 1 gun person up to 2 spaces, 1 sniper rifle person up to 1 space. And we can pretty freely choose out of our options as long as each person we choose moves at least 1 space. So we've got 2 different melee people. I'd rather have this guy move up. This little cross knife symbol is the grapple ability, which means that if I move out of his space, I take 1 damage. So that was our 1 melee. Then we need a pistol person. Oh, there's only 1 of them. To move 2, this is feeling great. Hey, at least he's a 2 and he's a guardian, so I can use my hammer and anvil ability for the armor. And then finally, we need a sniper to move 1. Well, let's move one of the snipers that's behind the door for now. Actually, wait, this one only has 2 life. That one only has 1 life. Yeah, let's move them up. They seem pretty easy to kill. Okay, and that was it. We can see that the next card is probably going to have this guy attack, so if he's dead, that'd be excellent. Although when an event card achieves nothing, then you have to spawn a new enemy, so that's not so great. All right, back to Axe. Probably want to move him and then attack, or you could intel more. Oh, actually, I've got kind of a fun one. I'm going to use create space first for 4, then stronger together. So create space. Before or after I do the 4 movement, I can move an enemy up to 2 spaces toward my privateer. So I'm going to pull this guy over here, 2 spaces towards my privateer, now within range of axe attacking. And then for the 4 movement, I'm going to send the privateer 1, 2, 3. Remember, he can ignore stuff. 4. And now he's next to this little 2 guy. This guy, by the way, has the sentry ability where when somebody ends a move on or adjacent to their space, they take 1 damage, but the privateer ignores all that kind of stuff. He doesn't have any life. All right, and then for my other action, I'm going to resolve stronger together. So I get to do a 2 damage attack, and I can do 2 damage to a threat within range 1 of my privateer. So 2 damage here will defeat the Guardian, and 2 damage here will defeat that guy. Definitely clearing a lot of these enemies away. But now things are going to be kind of nasty because we have 2 crises to resolve. And it says if the Shriekhawk has been defeated, I disrupt every action slot that has 3 or less strength, but he's not defeated yet, obviously. Otherwise, I'm going to discard the top card of my skill deck, and if the strength is 1 or 2, Shriekhawk heals 1. That's what I'm hoping for. And in this case, it is a 3, so he's going to move 1. Not quite behind the door yet, but he's close. Then I also resolve an event. So first, a gun guy would move 1. There's only 1 left on the board, so we don't have to worry about that. Then 2 different gun guys, or up to 2, would shoot at people up to range 2 away. But again, there are no gun guys left on the map. Yay! And then finally, this is actually really nice. It says give high alert to 1 unharmed enemy in a character space. Because we have 2 enemies in a character space. They're both annoying melee people. I guess I'll put it on the Guardian since I'm going to have to kill him anyway first. So what it does is it goes over the top half of their token, and they are now all 3 types. They are more likely to activate from events. But if they take any amount of damage or if they get disrupted by an effect, the token goes away and they go back to their regular class. And that's about it. So it's not like a hugely impactful new mechanic, but it does have something kind of interesting there. But the nice thing with that is that now because of that bottom effect, this event card did do something. And it's only if it does absolutely nothing, if the game state is not changed at all, that I would spawn a reinforcement instead. So here, the high alert token stopped us from getting a whole new enemy, which is great. And then these cards all get discarded. And we go to the attack, which is another crisis. And okay, good. This time we got a 1, so the Shriekhawk would heal, but in this case he doesn't do anything. But we still have to do an event. Oof, point blank. Oh, this is going to suck. 2 enemies of whatever types attack at range 0. Yep, so that means the armor is taking 2 damage. But with his reinforced armor, that means he's down to 5 life, or she. I think it was a she in the show. Either way, they're doing okay. Oop, the next card is a melee card, which are both of the people on the armor, so they might want to do something about that. All right, speaking of the armorer, we do have a 3 attack, so let's kill one of these guys, right? I don't want to move yet, so I'm going to waste the +1 if I've done that as an intel action, and I'll take out, because they have the Guardian, I have to, the high alert person, they're gone. And then I'm going to use this friendly 1 to do some intel on the circle right next to him. Okay, another one. That's not the control, so it's one of these 4 then. And luckily for us, no events. Okay, we got a couple 4s and a 1 that's slightly better for attacking. You want to plan some more, maybe get them and exert to hurt that Shriekhawk more. All right, Axe is up. He's got another Stronger Together, which means if he moves some, he could do a ton of damage. That'd be nice. He could also teleport to the Privateer to be right next to the Shriekhawk, but until we find the controls, I feel like that might be the better use of that card. Yeah. So let's do that first and intel 1 away. I don't know, let's check the last one on the right. Oh, there it is. Good. Okay, so I will flip that one up, which means now if I move into that space, I can remove it and keep on moving. That's great. Just gives me some flexibility to catch up to this Shriekhawk. Yeah, so I think... Oh, that was one of my actions. I was going to attack, but I guess I should move first. And even though I kind of want to use it to attack, I'm going to move 4. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. Take care of that. And then let's get the Privateer over 1, so that if I do that dual attack thing, I can shoot the 1 guy over there too. But yeah, so now this door counts as open space. We can move through it, shoot through it, all that. And yeah, still no actions have gone off. Well, let's start out with a plan for the armor, maybe? With the 3 intel that started there, it's going to make it pop, but only for a basic event. So I get to draw 1 of this and 1 equipment. I'm sure I'll get the equipment. Yeah, strategize. Nope. Battle plans. You have +1 hand size. Oh, now, if I have 2 or more equipment cards, flip this. So I can take equipment cards instead of planning cards now. But during another character's turn, I can give one of my equipment or planning cards to a character in my space and then flip back over. So I'll try to get one of these to act so I can get more. Okay, what do I want to do for my second action? I mean, the hammer and anvil wouldn't trigger the guy, and I would save my 4s, but it also wouldn't defeat the guy in my space, who's probably about to attack me. So yeah, I'll use one of my 4s and make that pop to defeat this guy completely. Which does mean attack is going off. I gotta flip a card. Yes, it is a 1, so he would have healed. That's great. And then for the melee card, about 3 different melee people would move 2, and then if one of them's at range 0, they will attack, which shouldn't happen. And then I give high alert to 1 unharmed enemy not within range 1 of a character. And that's anybody, I think, not just melee. All right, so this is the only melee left, so he moves 2, and then certainly nobody attacks. Then I give somebody high alert. Well, let's do it to this guy, because he should die in 2 seconds pretty easily. And let's put that dying action into effect. Oh, what's this one? Huddle up. If you are in the same space as the Privateer, either disrupt an enemy within range 1, or flip your character card and remove your Privateer from the map to heal 1 damage. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's one of the ways that you can remove him. I think there's also like a giant 4 attack that you can do. But here I'm going to do this 2 and move, which is going to unfortunately put that into crisis mode. But that's enough for me to go 1, 2 and find out who our friend here is. Ooh, that's a big boy. And then I can move the Privateer 1 as well. I could have him come back, and then Stronger Together will defeat this guy straight up. But Axe isn't hurt yet, so I'd rather him take care of the high alert guy. So let's actually move him 1 more in. All right, and then, yep, we're going to do Stronger Together. So Axe will do 2 damage to this guy. He is half dead, and then the Privateer will take out the high alert dude. All right, so we're getting a crisis on move. Shoot, it's another 4, which means the Shriekhawk is getting away. The door is open now, and we can still shoot him through, but if we move on to 5, that's when all the other enemies will spawn. And then we get the activation. In your face! A melee guy would attack, and then one long-range person at range 2 will attack. Yes, there is one of those. Man, I did shuffle these. I'm getting all the ones from the new expansion, which is only like 10 cards, I think. Because all the ones that reference High Alert are clearly from the Sworn to the Creed box. All right, so this guy can attack, and enemies always prioritize the nearest character, so Axe is down to 4 life. Although if he and the armorer share a space, actually, could that have... I'm not sure if that supply ability... Let me see if the rules clarify. Ooh, it says they do. The supply ability happens even as they're moving through your space. So let's say that we gave Axe the armor. I mean, I guess I didn't know he was going to get shot, but I knew he was running into a dangerous situation and has less health than me, so it's not too crazy to think. So he gets the reinforced armor, and the armor is back on the side where they can get more equipment cards. All right, and then who do I high alert? It's any unharmed enemy and move it 1 space toward the nearest character. I guess this melee guy can come closer. That should be okay. All right, and Axe is coming back. Oh, he got a 4. Anytime I draw a 4, it's good because I can hurt the guy with it, and that also means that it's not going to be my draw deck for moving the dude. Oh, the armor should have drawn up to 5 cards. Way of the Mandalore. When performing this action, add +1 strength for each equipment and planning card you have. Max. Ooh, that could get to a 6 attack. And if I could also get an exert, that would be an 8 attack, which would still only do 5 damage to the guy, but that's certainly a lot more. 5, 8, yeah, I don't know. It's still going to take so much to kill this guy. That is the toughest boss I've ever seen in the game. Usually they have some sort of mechanic, like if you get this token, their armor is ignored, or if you do this, you do +1 damage. There's nothing here. All right, so I definitely want to do hammer and anvil, but I'd kind of like to move into the guy's space first. So let's go and use this too. To move in here, and then I'll use hammer and anvil. So I'm going to do 2 damage to this guy, which does defeat the enemy, which means I can move 1 more space, ignoring abilities, and do 2 more damage. Will half kill the high alert dude. I do want to do some more planning, so I can use Way of the Mandalore. And with 5 cards and some things on the action deck, I have almost my entire deck drawn right now. Oh, shoot. How long ago did I have that? I was clearly on the armorer's last turn. Well, we'll do it now. Did I resolve the event and forget to discard the cards? I don't know, just in case I'll resolve another event, because that seems more fair. Oh, there's one from the first expansion, because it has that thing on the bottom. It's going to mess up one of the rows, or the action spaces. Take the high ground. So if it says all enemies, do not move snipers and shooter people that are within range 3 of the nearest character. But everybody moves 1. So here, I mean, I guess he counts as every type, so he wouldn't move closer. That's sort of interesting. But then this guy does move up 1. And then this goes in the action slot that got cleared. During the event step, add this card's strength to this action slot. Well, that's clear enough. And that gets discarded whenever this triggers from having 5 or more points. All right, maybe we should start hurting the dude? Because I could use regroup to teleport straight to where the bird or creature or whatever is. And then he's got a 3+ attack or a 4 attack that he could use with exert to do 3 damage. Although then he's going to cause a crisis, so there's a decent chance the Shrike will just heal 1 of the damage again anyway. Maybe instead we try to clear out more enemies, but we do have to defeat this guy at some point. Well, whatever, sure. I'll go ahead and teleport straight to the guy. Well, first I'll do the 1 plan. And it's a bad luck card, so it gets discarded with no effect. I guess that's better than getting an exert that I would have had to discard. Yeah, then I can teleport to the privateer, or teleport him to me, which does mean we reveal this guy. Oh, he's got sentry, so we take another damage. That's not great. So now Axe has 2 out of 6 damage with the reinforced armor. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we don't attack the Shrike yet. Again, especially since he's probably going to heal. So I'm going to use... Should I use my 3 with a plus or a 4? Let's use my 4, I guess, to do an attack, which is going to get it to 8. And I'll blow up... Snipers are on top of the deck, and this guy's closer to being dead. So I'll go ahead and blow up this guy. All right, so for the crisis, I flip a card. Oh, and he is moving, which means now to attack him, we need to actually go in and spawn the super soldiers. Don't like that at all. I don't think I'm going to win this mission. Then the actual event card, fortified position. So every sniper moves 1, and every sniper attacks range 2. And then, oh, come on. The attack space until it gets cleared is going to reduce skill card strength by 1. So now I'm really not attacking the guy. But I believe that slotting into the attack space does count as something having happened from the cards. We're still not spawning any mercenaries, I think. All right, the armor's got to build up some stuff. I'm going to try this one, Songs of Eons Past. So it's a 4, and if I use it for planning, when performing this action, keep 2 different cards instead of 1, or you may perform 1 additional action. And yeah, I'm going to super spike the planning action. I'm just hoping that I'll draw a heal thing since we haven't heard him yet. Okay, I'm looking at 4 cards plus an equipment, and I can keep 2 of these, including the equipment. Man, none of the stupid exerts. Okay, well, I guess I'll get defend, probably. Well, I have a lot. No, I only have 4 life left. Never mind. Oh, what's this one? Spare parts. Before you discard a planning card for its effect, discard the top card of your skill deck. If it has 1 strength, keep the planning card. That's cool. That does give me 2 equipment again, so I flip over. And yeah, I'm going to keep the defend card. And then I'm still going to discard all of these instead of putting a mobilize back on top of the deck, because I just want to find some more exerts. I've seen 1 the entire game. But hey, that gets Way of the Mandalore to 2 + 3, 5, which would only do 2 damage to the boss. So not enough. Okay, that was my first action. And then I guess I want to attack. I'll use this one. 3 - 1 is 2. And that'll finish off the high alert guy. Oh, did he have the high alert when he got hit? If so, it would have gone away. Oh well, either way he's dead. So there's only 1 enemy left, although he does have sentry, which is super annoying, but Axe can take him out pretty soon. And yeah, everything else is fine, but here we are flipping a card. And good, it's a 1, so he heals, but no, he doesn't. And the actual event, it's the type of guy that's on us. So they all move 1, and then they all shoot, so they are going to hit us. Dang it, where are the base game cards? So that brings Axe to 3 damage. Oh, wait. The Shriek Hawk has the sentry thing that does damage. I think Axe is actually at 4 then. Oh, no. And the plan clears, and what's this? When you play a skill card here, draw a dual card. Oh, I got to get those out of the box. I didn't think I'd be using them. Reduce your card's strength by its tough value during this action. The dual cards were used for, bosses in the last expansion, but since they want this expansion to work without it, they don't make any reference to it in this one. All right, so back to Axe. I guess, I don't know, I'll use this 4 to kill the guy in my space with the -1. At least that'll clear that effect. And then I'm going to do a huddle up plan, I think. Because I'm in the same space as my privateer, so I can heal 1. Yay! My privateer is going to go all the way back to the beginning, which is where I need to get the foundling if I ever somehow kill the Shriek Hawk. All right, then let's see. Okay, good. The guy would heal. Whew, that was close. Anytime he moves now is going to be terrible for us. Then the event, everyone is dead, so it's definitely going to... Yep, none of this applies. Because the Shriek Hawk, I think, can't get the high alert or anything like that. I mean, I guess it doesn't say it can. That'd be weird if it did, right? Because then it would move with every card and would be impossible to do anything to. Maybe I'm supposed to be doing that. I don't know. But I'm going to assume that I just spawned a reinforcement. So I find the nearest star space, which sadly is this one. And he has freaking sentry. Gosh, darn it. But at least the -1 clears away. Oh, and I forgot to actually plan with this, but where are those cards? All right, here we are. -0. Okay. So he gets to plan twice. I guess mobilize would be better. Ooh, ignoring enemy abilities. That's great with 2 of them having sentry. Yeah, so he can use that to move right into the Shriek Hawk next turn. And speaking of good movement, look at what the armor can play for their first card. Choose any character. They may move a number of spaces equal to their total number of planning and equipment cards, ignoring enemy abilities, which is currently 3. So I'll do that. And then I can move 1. Oh, no, actually, I guess I want to go 1, 2, 3 and use that first. Because when I enter a space 5, a billion things are going to happen. This guy comes in right here with infinite life. Great. And these 3 super guards come in, 4, 7, 8. Great. Oh, and they all have the stupid guardian ability. And there's one up there. This is a terrible combination of mission. Although, again, I think the Shriek Hawk in and of itself is broken. I want them to, immediately errata that to be -2 or even -1 health, so it's at least kind of beatable. I know there's a final expansion and things are supposed to be harder, but this is kind of silly. But okay, so I can't even attack the Shriek Hawk until I take out these guys. I can't hurt that guy at all, unless I take out all of the Praetorian guards, and then he gets 12, but he also subtracts 1 from every damage he takes. So a weaker version of what the Shriek Hawk has, but there is no requirement to kill him. He's just really annoying right now. All right, then I still have 1 more movement. Oh, wait, but now if I move, I'll actually take the damage because of Sense Danger. I didn't realize. Well, hold on. I would have seen that they were not going to spawn in my space. So let's say what I could have done, I would have done 1 and then 1, 2, 3. Or I guess here. What's better? I mean, no matter what, I'm going to... Yeah, actually here, because then I can shoot that guy. But yeah, that way I don't take any damage from Sentry because I'm using the special movement to do it. And then I think I'll just do a 2 attack on this guy. Weaken him so maybe Axe can finish him off. And that's it. Nothing pops yet. And now Axe will use his Mobilize to move 2, ignoring enemy abilities. Now we can pick who takes damage. That's going to be good. And even if the Shriek Hawk moves again, we can keep hitting him. So he should never need to move again for the rest of the game, for what that's worth. Oh, and I forgot. Axe would have flipped and put his privateer back on the beginning space. Not that I care right now. Okay, and then Axe can do a 3 attack to finish off this Praetorian guy, which is going to make the attack spot pop, but just regularly. Close quarters combat. The nearest enemy moves 1 towards you. Then if it's in your space, it attacks you. Well, the nearest enemy is the boss, so Axe is down to 2 life again with the armor. That's it for now. Oh, wait, I didn't do a second action. Shoot. There's no reason to intel, well, except to move people away, which is not the worst idea if one of those Praetorians gets close. Or here, let's go ahead and plan some more. Oh, no, I don't want him to plan yet, because he might get an exert that he can't use. Yes, maybe I will move and just, start bringing my privateer closer. And that's going to do another event, though. Thermal detonator. Deal 1 damage to any character. Well, that'll definitely be the armorer. And they could use their defend to cancel it, and then they might keep it with spare parts, but let's not do that, because I want to get more use out of Way of Mandalore. Okay, now Axe is actually done. All right, coming to the armorer. He could give a card to Axe, but he'd rather get one of those. Ooh, this is the way lets you do a free 3-strength plan action. That sounds good. So we'll be popping intel with that. Who do we want to move? That guy's fine where he is. Maybe let's send, the boss away, because he does not have the no intelling option. And then for the 3-strength plan, the armorer gets to use it. Yes, there we go. Okay, so I will take the exert, and I'll discard both of these. All right, and let's hit this guy as hard as we possibly can. So I'm doing Way of Mandalore, which is 2 + 4, 6, and then +2 is 8. And let's see if spare parts lets me keep. Oh, it does. Let me keep it. Haha. Okay, that's extra good. Oh, actually, it's even better than I thought, because look, it's before performing this action, discard this, so it wouldn't have boosted Way of Mandalore, but now because spare parts let me keep it, it did. So this is 2, 6, 8. So 5 damage, not even halfway to defeating the crazy guy with the best attack we can ever conceivably do. But now with the exert, I can do another 3. Axe can do 3. What would that get? That would get us to 11. All right, it's doable, man. It's doable if we somehow survive. Again, that attack value 1 was so weak, we're not even close to popping yet, but the intel does go off. Although we've been doing a good job lately of not going crisis level. Snipers. 3 snipers. There's only 1. Phew. So they're going to attack one of us, and then each sniper not within range. That part doesn't matter. All right, so armor will definitely take it because they've got the defend, and oh, that's right, they have a chance. Discard. Yeah, I was going to say there's no way we're going to have another level 1 on top, but they didn't take any damage, so they're still at 3, and Axe is still at 2, which is a little bit crazy. All right, speaking of Axe, we're back to him. I guess we're just going to attack. Oh, and this is actually perfect. Look, it's a 3, so we're not going to potentially heal or move the Shriekhawk, but it's counted as a 4, and he'll use his exert, which he does not have a chance to get back. So that's 3 more damage to this fun buddy. He's had 4 life left. What else do I want to do? Well, this has me super worried. Melee people are going to activate, which means the Guardians are going to come over. Shoot. I do not want to deal with them right now. Oh my gosh, by the way, I can regroup back to my privateer, which is insane when he's all the way across the map. Oh, and geez, I could use that to teleport out with the Foundling after I rescue it. So I definitely don't want to use that card. So I don't know, let's plan more. So that's 1+1, but I got to flip another one of those dual cards. -1, so we're just getting 1 card. Oh, but it's a defend. That's good since I'm so close to being dead. All right, and then attack does go off. Shoot. All of them move 3, and then one of them attacks from range 1? No. Gosh. Okay, so we've got 2 guys that block for enemies on us with 1 billion life. And geez, even intelling them won't do anything because that only moves them 1 space. And they're attacking 1. I guess Axe can use his defend to stop it. All right, well, that's great. Ooh, this one moves an enemy up to 2 spaces towards your privateer. That'll get rid of one of them. Then we can just try to kill the other one, I guess. So sure, let's do that. And what do I do with the 4 movement? Well, now that I know that little regroup trick, let's go and move my privateer back to there. And then, yeah, we'll move one of these 2. Oh, great. Now they're blocking my path. Although I guess we can just teleport, so it should be okay. And then I'll do, I don't know, a 3 attack on the other Guardian in my space. Sure, and that will make no events happen yet. Oh, but then crud, the lowest card the armor has is a 3. So we're going to make the attack be a crisis unless I do other stuff. Well, yeah, I could do this one. No, wait, where's the other one? Here we go. This is the way. This one will let me intel for 3, which could push this guy further out of the way. I like that. And then I choose a character, perform a 3-strength plan action. Let's choose Axe in case he gets another one of those, yes, elusive exerts. Let's do it. How much life does the guy have left? 4. So if we both slam him 1-2 with a big hit after we get rid of this other fighter. Okay, so we do need to get rid of this enemy guy. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that to defeat him. So no more bodyguarding. Hopefully the other guy doesn't move. But now we got to do a crisis and an event. Crisis. Okay, he did heal 1, which should be okay. If we're going to do a ton of damage to him. And then an event. Concussion. You're dealt 1 damage unless you discard the top card of your skill deck. If that card does not have an ability, resolve 1 additional event card. I'll just take the 1 damage. The armor's still got 2 left. All right, here we go. We're going to make it happen. So 4 + 2 attack. with no bodyguards to stop it. So this guy's at 10 damage. They actually do have tokens for this. I think they might have come in the expansion. Oh, and then he has to do something, crud. Shoot, I don't know, man. All these are going to cause an attack to happen or potential healing. I don't want the healing. All right, we'll intel this guy farther away. I don't know. And then that's going to be an event. Okay, three different enemies all move 2 spaces. And then if it's a 6+, which it was, deal 1 damage to the character. Oh, okay, we're not carrying the child. Although it does say the foundling counts as the child anytime he would be referred to, and also if you take damage, you can drop him just like the child. But here, we don't have him yet, so it's fine. So 2. Okay, good. That guy didn't get close enough. He's on us. That doesn't matter. Because the armor can kill the guy, then Axe can grab the child and regroup back to his dude, and we win. We just need to do 2 damage, so here we go. We're supercharging the action and exert. And sure, let's see if I keep it. Nope. And boom! Wait, where is he? Yay! The baby's there. Or the little Mandalorian child, whatever he is. And I still have to do something else. I want Axe to pick up the child, so I just need to not die. What's on top? Melee, and there's that one melee guy. I don't think I have anything that can stop him. I just want to not, pop anything. So let's use this one for intel. No, move this guy further away. All right, here we go. We get a crisis. Oh, that's right. He's been defeated. So disrupt every action slot that has 3 or less strength. So just this one gets a random, okay, +1 in this case. Then we do the event. Here they come! So the melee guy moves into our space, and then we do another card. On the hunt. Oh, we reinforce to the start space. Each enemy not within range 3 of the nearest character moves 3 spaces towards them. Which means whoever reinforce, this 5 guy, will move over. And what at? During this action, after you use a skill card's ability, deal 1 damage to any character. Oh, and characters are us, so that's terrible. But good thing we don't care, because I just reread the rules, and it looks like having somebody in your space does not prevent you from picking up the child, or in this case, the foundling. And then I'm going to plan with this to move directly to your privateer's space. Jeez. All right, now I do have to survive to the end of the turn. Plan, though, did not make that pop. So, yeah, if I just play a low intel, which I can do easily, no new events. Yay! I don't know how the heck we won that. That was insane. Okay, I'm definitely not doing a second mission. Sorry, y'all. But I can show you how the leveling up would work. And the campaign is fail forward, so you just get less experience, but you would play the next one. But here's how it works. We reset everything. We get rid of all our damage. We get rid of all of our equipment and planning cards. Then we flip up 4 planning cards, 4 equipment cards, and 4 tactical cards, again from, it would be all the characters, but here I'm just using the ones from the expansion. And each of us has 3 experience. We can save it between missions, but we can only buy a single thing. So planning cards cost 1 experience, and then we'll start the mission with it. So we would have a retaliate, have an exert. Tactics cards cost 2 if they're for your character, like hit and run for Axe over here, or 4 if they're for another character, but they get added to your deck. And then the equipment cards, you might have noticed the little dots in the bottom right. Oh, these are all level 3, but they go from 2 to 4, I think. Are there any ones? No, 2 to 4. And that's the amount of XP it takes to keep it. So let's look at some of these. All right, so capitalize. Perform this action with strength equal to another slot's strength, max 6. So if you do it as your second action and already pulled a slot up, whoa, the entire slot? That would have helped to take down the big guy. I could have supercharged a slot to 8 and then done a 10 attack with exert. Okay, maybe I'm seeing now how, especially with specific characters from this expansion, they were expecting you to defeat the boss guy. Force Choke, choose a threat within range 3 and deal it 1 damage for each action you perform this turn. That one's not nearly as good for people who are not Grogu, because he can do 3 actions, remember? Hit and Run, Axe's card, deal 4 damage to a threat within range 1 of your privateer, then flip your character card and remove your privateer so they'll come back into the starting space. So that's pretty awesome. Finally, Hovering Pram. Move 2 spaces, ignoring enemy abilities, or move directly to another character space. That's great, too. See, I would probably think Axe would spend 2 of his 3 to get the Hit and Run card, because that's just such a nice boomstick kind of option. And then we know what these are. Let's see what the equipment is. Tracking Beacon. Once during your turn, move a character 1 space toward you, ignoring enemy abilities. What? Does every turn? Oh, but toward you. I guess if you run ahead, that's pretty good. Scope, if you've not performed a move action this turn, increase the range of your attack actions by 1. That's really nice. Illegal Mod, after you deal damage to an enemy, if it has 1 health remaining, defeated. That's super nice. And Adrenal Stims, while you have 2 or less remaining health, add +1 strength to all your actions. Wow, that's great too. Yeah, I think I would probably have Axe get the Hit and Run, and then the armor would probably want to get one of these, although you can get more of them easily because then it'll start every mission with it. Even if he gives it away, it comes back to him. I think the Illegal Mod, or the Scope, Illegal Mod is crazy, because you saw how many times I had a 2 damage attack for a 3 life person, or a 4 damage attack for a 5 life person. A +1 is no joke. So the armor would go into the next mission with 0 XP. Axe, who had only spent 2, would go in with 1 XP. And then also the event deck gets a little bit harder. You take out 1 card, and if you have the Clan of 2 expansion, you add in the harder version of that card. Now, I will say that's not really that impressive once you have Sworn to the Creed and Clan of 2 all thrown in together, because the event deck is huge, so the change of 1 card being out or in is not that impactful. But remember that the game can be changed difficulty-wise in a lot of ways. Like, I could have had much tougher reinforcements for this mission, and I could have also had each character only have a hand of 3 instead of 4. That would have certainly made things a lot more challenging. But yeah, overall, what do I think of the Sworn to the Creed expansion? More maps? Awesome. More mercenary missions? Awesome. More story missions? Awesome. Again, it just drastically increases the amount of stuff you can do. I really like the new characters. I think Axe's use of the privateer is really fun. Getting the equipment cards is great. Grogu having these big turns of 3 actions is cool, and his tactics cards and special abilities are really neat. And then Costco Reeves, she likes to put slots at 6 or higher. She likes to trigger crises because her ability lets her ignore every other crisis she does. If she does 1 crisis, she ignores it. Then the next time she does a crisis, she flips it back up, which is pretty amazing. And it's fun that she benefits from slamming the action spaces and getting them to like 6 or 7 or 8 instead of being penalized for it like most characters. So the 4 new characters are cool. The maps are cool. Clearly, the Rescue the Foundling mission was a little bit insane, but we pulled it out, and it looks like with other characters, we would have had an even easier time. The new campaign mode is pretty neat. You know, would I play it? Probably not, because one of my favorite things about this game is that even when you're doing the story missions, nothing is, kept between missions. So you can just kind of jump in and play whatever, but I'm sure people who like campaign modes are going to enjoy it. It is pretty easy to do. But yeah, this one is all about more maps, more characters. I maybe don't love the new characters as much as the ones in Clans of 2. I still think the dual deck makes boss battles seem a lot more epic, whereas the high alert function in this one is just okay, not nearly as interesting. So between the 2 expansions, I would probably say get Clan of 2 first. Also, like I said, it seems like these missions are extra hard and the maps are nastier than they have been in the past. So this might not be the best jumping in point for people who aren't too experienced with the game anyway. But if you love Mandalorian, this is a lot more. It adds even more modular options. Oh, and I should say the equipment cards are awesome. Sorry. This expansion does have the very cool equipment cards. That is maybe even nicer than the dual deck from Clan of 2. So maybe they're more equivalent. I don't know. But love that they did more of this. Again, I doubt there will be another expansion because Mandalorian Grogu is not being that successful to warrant such a thing. But I guess we'll see. So thanks for watching, everybody, and a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, Dan, J. William F., Steve Wren, Casey W., Andrew R., and Chris C. We'll see you at the next stop.